Hi. Um, it's quite late as it's 05 a.m. and I kind of did a stream of me playing Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, or Sly Raccoon as it was called in Europe. I played through the whole game and it took me about 4 hours and 50 minutes, more or less. Um, I have also spent the last few days, especially most of this week, crocheting a lot also, um, while watching other people stream or um, just doing things I like watching TV. Um, and as you can probably see, my camera is higher up and more stable. Still somewhat iffy about the angling, but like it's standing on a tripod that I have put on display to actually film my TV until I get a capture card so that I can easily stream with a good quality, but I'm doing it the old fashioned way as of now because I'm poor. I'm still thinking about the Etsy shop idea and taking commissions. I am not sure if I should do random commissions or if I should like make small like I am going to make some pictures of some small projects and try to keep them all in one uh, color because some people feel like that's better, and I will also try to list the name of the yarns I'm using for each color. And yeah, uh, in my last crocheting updates I had not gotten as far as to make actually part of the mouth part or smile smiley face in the face of the sloth. Um, as I'm about to start, you can see down here that I've gotten ish that far. Um, in my one of the last videos I made, I did comment on the fact that I had too few outwards on both sides. So as to try fix that in some way, I am doing slight changes, but this is how it looks as of now. And you can see it's starting to get pretty big, and also the face is slowly taking shape. It's like, if you see here, it's far more angles down, and so it will be here too. Um, and somewhere along the bottom row I did some weird things, I don't know, and honestly I don't care to unravel it either, just to fix it, so I will improvise. um, you could also see that the uh, smile has gotten some sloppy, if you could say it like that, but it will actually fix up when it's all completed, and so will the bottom part, which is also bulging a little. Like, this is a handmade item, and it's not the it, it won't be picture perfect, perfectly square. I'm just winging it and it'll look okay. At least the best from the best of my abilities at least. um, the tiny little cat I have been working on, I've actually not gotten any further because I've been so busy with this sloth, and I feel like I need to do a bit more of the sloth before I can continue on the cat. But I have at least two patterns I will use for smaller projects that can take like maybe a week or so to make and then send. Um, One of them is the gecko, which I actually can make in a night, a few hours. Uh, Far easier when I have just one color and actually know I have enough of it. Um, I am also going to show you the result of my yarn cake, which, despite having been moved from my place to my ex's place, so I could crochet there while I spend time with the cats. Um, Still not been any knots made as of last time. The thread is pulling nicely, it's not hard, it's loose. Um, Hopefully, in time, some of these loose, this bunch will be sucked up when I'm working. Um, Although I may not move this uh, yarn cake as much when I start to. I can actually take this tiny bit closer, although my head will be somewhat out of frame. That's okay. Um, because I, as of now, I am slightly unsure of how much yarn I have left, although I'm hopeful that I won't have to buy more of this color because I have some gray left and possibly some beige left also, depending on when the cat is ready on what to do. I honestly am not too thrilled about the beige one, but like that's why I'm also using it for another project, which is quite small, but at the same time it's working, and I don't mind using it up, not going to get more of it. If it I did kind of get a request from a friend today about making a skull, and I think I have a pattern for a skull. I just need to get the right colored yarn because she was very specific about a black skull, if you could make it, and I'm like, yes, sure. Because my friends, the first thing I will make for them, it'll be free. If I'm going to make more things for them, I will at least charge for the yarn it costs, and I think I might be able to start a business selling small patterns, or rather me having made the small patterns for people. It's like 1, 2, 3. If I can just catch it. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll just go straight up here, and according to the pattern that will work until I get to there, so I'm on the right track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top there, yeah, so that's number 6. So yeah, I'm winging it because obviously sometimes you have got to do that. I also want to say thank you to Steffi's Crochet Corner for keeping an eye out on my videos and watching when you can, and also replying. It really means a lot to me. I have been thinking of going live here on Facebook and just crochet and try to chat with people. I am not sure if that is of any interest to people. At least for me, it sounds interesting and I want to interact with people. Hopefully, expand my uh, social profile. And although I hope I can one day become a good content creator, no matter what I'm doing, it'll be fun. And I have spoken to my friend, or not spoken to my friend, but like of a friend of mine, that I want to make a crochet related video where we are talking crochet, doing crochet, and uh, telling you guys about our favorite things to make, what we like to do with the things we make. It's like I have plans to sell things. Um, and honestly, I don't think it's, at least I don't think it should be illegal to enjoy a character from a show or something and then have to cease and desist because this this character is copyrighted. You don't have the authority to sell anything with that character. And I also know most of the online pixel art pictures are not copyrighted, and pretty much anyone can technically come up with a design themselves if they're playing around on a field of squares. Um, I do not actually remember if I mentioned this, but like I have this lovely pattern of a um, There, two deers, like a male and a female, they are wrapped in a heart, and it really reminds me of two of my friends who loved each other dearly. Sadly, one of them passed away. He was very sick at the end. So, in that regard, I'm happy that he's gone because he does not have to suffer through more pain and pretty much bad health in general. He was a very good role model for disabled people all over Norway. He inspired so many, including me, to take a chance and join the central board of the Norwegian Handicap Youth Organization NFU, and I did, and he also held a speech in my defense as to why I should be a part of the central board, and I started to tear up at his speech because it was very thought of, very thorough, and he painted a picture of me as an engaged person who really does the job when he can. Like, he's down to doing most things, and yeah, I just miss him so, and it's been almost a year since he died, and it actually still affects me to this day with sadness, and I really wish I had any way of coping with the loss. Obviously, I'm not crying, but I get very sad when I think about him because I really miss him. I'm sorry. And last time I was on video chat with a mutual friend. It's like I showed her the picture of what I want to make one time, and she almost teared up and like, yeah, that's them. That's so them. And when I found that picture, actually quite a while before he died, I wanted to start making it once I got thread in another color than white, because brown is more appropriate for theirs, although it could be in any colors really. But I think that pattern should be made in brown, but depending on what I have. And although I was at his last public scene place, like the Remembrance Party, I think it's called, Minnestund. Not quite sure how to put that to words, but it was such a nice ceremony. So I felt so sad and also inspired to do it, but I had not found the right picture. And had I known that he would not live long enough, then I might have made it far earlier. But like, life is unpredictable. We all struggle with what we have, what we don't have, and all we really can do is make the best of it. And I'm sorry for not sounding so enthusiastic as I usually do. It's just I really miss him, and also because when someone in the adult version of the handicap community was bullying me because he just didn't like me being autistic. Actually, that's another story, but like, my friend just went in between and he did everything in his mind to keep me calm, and instead of resting, he spent a few hours to calm me down until I could get a room on the hotel back in February 22, 23. Yeah, because he died in 23. He was such a lovely young man, and anyone who's gotten the honor to meet him, befriend him, hang with him, I really believe that he's touched their hearts for the rest of their lives, because he did so much for so many people, and he was kind of famous. It's like, in the handicap community, he was just a milestone. He was a year younger than me. I'm 27, and although he had some bad experiences with getting his new chair, as it never arrived before he passed away, he really, really got around on a chair that's not really working, and it's like he was moving on a broken chair which somewhat fell apart, and sometimes when they had to do emergency repairs, he got used parts because that's what they had on hand, and his chair was basically unsafe, and he just made such a good impression on people. He helped so many, and I'm proud to have known him. I don't have the picture in particular that I am thinking of making to the grieving girlfriend, which I understand it takes a lot of time to get over the fact that your beloved one did pass away in your arms, and I'm actually quite happy that he was not alone when he took his last breath. He had been quite sick the last few months before he went away. I felt really sorry for him. I wanted to be there. So at least I tried to make his girlfriend remember that we are thinking of him and reminding him really of the good things we had. Which is quite good, and the sorrow and mourning my friend is in, it's hard. I cannot imagine, although I have an inkling of what it may feel like. I'm not in her shoes. I don't know where she threads, how she sleeps, if she even is sleeping. And yes, it's been quite a few months, but like they were engaged, about to say, hey, we're getting married, and that's just, it's a sad but also a romantic story if you think of it like that, because they were a, a pretty good couple altogether, despite some of their challenges, family issues, and blah blah blah. I think I have said enough about those two. I just wanted to highlight some parts of it and the fact that they were both really important people to me and always will be. Uh, I do have the remembrance ceremony card here somewhere. I think it's in the window, and it's just so nice to have because I see his face on it every day when I get into my living room. Also have the card of another friend who passed away called Trude. Lovely older lady. She was really engaged. Had a big engagement to working for handicapped people because she herself was handicapped, and she too did struggle quite a lot. Uh, but the only reason is she's gone is because she fell asleep and never woke up again. I was also quite sad when that happened. I really wish I could have helped her, or at least sit in the same board in the local handicap organization. Because the last thing Trude said to me was, I'm looking forward to being in a board with you and having all the engagement being brought back to this this I'm sorry, local community. And she herself have been quite famous and in the Norwegian TV series Norge Rundt, I think it was called. In the intro there, you could see her at the end, sitting in a chair and smiling, and I think in the clip she was doing some cake lottery where you pay this amount of money for a ticket, a strip of tickets, and if you have anything ending with 33, you'll win a cake. And so on. She was quite engaged in that. So, yeah. But when her last words to me were, I'm looking forward to sitting in a board with you, and then just by the end of New Year's, like the night until the New Year, the night from 31st of December till 1st of November, November I say, of January, it's when she uh, fell asleep, if I can say it like that. I know that this um, video suddenly took a quite dark turn, which is not really my intention. I just wanted to share what's on my mind. Um, but also, for some reason, crocheting does make me think of people I knew and were really fond of, and that may have fallen asleep and not gotten back up. Um, since I have been doing a long run on Twitch by playing Sly One for 5 hours or so, and also just taken my sleeping medicines. I am just making this video to share my thoughts, and also because I am trying to there we go, get some sleepy time ready. So yeah, I may be in the I may be in a spot of about to go fall asleep, and I'm just forcing myself to finish this mouth part. Uh, because now it's starting to turn into 3 pieces or so. If you like gaming, I highly suggest you watching my my gaming videos. I will put them into a what's it called, something like a folder, like a playlist where it's gaming. So yeah, let's say I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. But I also have a question for you, the potential viewer. Um, have you ever made any big projects that's taking quite a lot of time, and you end up maybe feeling like I can't do this, it's just too much because of the how time consuming it may be, or the pattern being hard, etc. And I would like for you to tell me what the big project is, if it's a um, book covers, also a tablecloth, a scarf, a sock, mitten. I don't mind. I'm sorry. Into the feet. Okay, add four. Just need to count because crocheting is moth. Would kind of say more so moth than knitting. But yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. The pattern says 4. Then just continue until I've added 2 extra. I'm sorry for being slightly less talkative than I usually am in my windows in my videos. I'm trying to think what my cats have done lately because I visited them from Tuesday till Wednesday. Mm, I do know that I went to the bathroom when I was about to go to make ready for bed, and Chaplin was not having it by being left out, so he literally paced back and forth in front of the door and demanded in his squeaky tight voice that let me in, let me in. And I'm trying my best to say, no, you can't get in. I'm making number 2. You don't want to get in. And he was like, yes, I want. I need to get in. And I'm like, no. And my ex, who still lives there, is like, yeah. She really does like laugh at the whole thing because I literally argue with my cats through the bathroom door because they want to protect and I'm not letting them. But mostly I think the door itself is the problem because if the door is locked and no one is in there, they're usually not trying to get in, but sometimes they might just let me in. And we're like, but we're here and there's no one in there. Let me in. And then we try to remind him why he can't, and he just looks at you with his death stare, which Ask is the one looking at you with his death stare because he's got this evil eye whenever he wants something and he literally cannot get it. So, yeah. But everything is fine when I get out. The last story I will actually share as of now is on Tuesday night when I really had to go to the bathroom and also make sure my teeth were brushed, etc. My cat Chaplin was like, I'm going to sit here. And he meant here. It was like, here is in my lap, uh, pretty far down. And he was like, but yeah, so it's my place. This is all I have left of this half row because I will make. I'm counting as the finish row when you've gone back to the start. So I will go with open there's then. And yeah, back to the cat. Chaplin was on my legs, stayed there for an hour, no matter how much I moved, which is kind of unusual because he's more of a lay next to you kind of cat, not on top of you. He just flattened his body in between and stayed there. Probably like trying to become an anchor so I won't go out again. I think he prefers to have me at home. And when I had to actually move him, he did not want to get up. And I lifted his belly and his legs, and he just fell down and was like, that's the only sound he gave. And obviously his tail started to flicker because I disturbed his peace by having to pee. So I then almost wanted to tell my ex to take up the camera and film it because I was stuck for a while, but he did not want to move. And like the third time I tried, he got so frustrated that he actually moved, which is good for me but sad for him and probably means death to me at one point. Um, yeah, I have now made quite a long video and I'm not sure if you are interested in seeing me complete the rows, so I can do that. I just don't know what to talk about. Um, I am going to send some of the small patterns I can sell as they're not any trademark uh, characters, and although I should try to find the OP artist, I have actually tried and not gotten any results, and some of the pictures I have now I literally cannot find again. So that's promising not. Uh, the next big project I am going to make will most likely be some kind of cat thingy. Uh, I sadly do not have the picture on my tablet, but I am going to send it to my tablet so that I can how to say uh, just my neck. Uh, so that I can something I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so now it's 9 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I have to open. I am actually thinking of, as I have now gotten a gear to like the tripod. I have gotten the thought of making sure that I could how to say making sure that I could film a lot better me um, making tutorials on how to do some patterns. Like I know I can use the pattern for my cat's that I have already used in something for quite a while ago. I have permission to use the paw I did in a video, which is also going to be um, one of the small works I will let people commission me about. I can potentially do any anything. You just send a black and white, almost tribal like uh, picture of, it's gotta be pixel art, because if it's not pixel art then I really cannot do anything, mostly because of not knowing how to make it. And I feel like switching colors just to fill in, it works for some, but for me it's not my thing really. I'm more of a single color as long as possible. Uh, the next big thing I will make after this is a cat face thingy, and originally that person was going to get some kind of monkey from me because they're doing monkey business. Um, Sadly, there was a vote between my friends, and it was then decided to just let them decide because they actually know. But they said it was a good number two, so that's something. If they had ended with the monkey and I would have put the words monkey business on it and try make this square for the word. They would have liked it, but at the same time, uh, they just preferred to have the cat. But I definitively will make that person a monkey someday. But then I might just need this brown again. And it's quite good to work with, although I'm unsure if it's 100% cotton. It could be just the way it's spun, but like parts of it feels like it's burning my hands because I'm really, how to say, sensitive in the skin. Could I just have that loop? Thank you. So yeah, you can see it's working. Just takes time, quite a lot of time. But like, I can do some hours a day and then I have to do other things because my back and my hands need some breaks because Sometimes when I start, I can't stop. So, yeah, that happened. That's not supposed to happen. And I think I know why it happened, and now everything is bad. No. So, yeah, I hope this was a good or okay video. And now I'm struggling to even see, so I will go sleep. I hope you're having a lovely evening, night, morning, midday, whatever, and happy crocheting. Bye. Okay, it's not going to stop.